Welcome guys to Mix with Mr. Walls, and today I'll be treating an important topic: vocals. No matter how good the music is, if your vocals are not sitting properly, then you have missed the point. One thing I would do differently now that I didn't used to do before, and that's what I want to share with you: EQ. Let me define EQ simply. EQ is volume. Just see it as volume but frequency based. EQ is volume but frequency based. So usually what you would find on the signal chain sometimes of a beginner or intermediate mixing engineer is that you just see loads, tons of EQs, 6, 7, 8 EQs, and you're wondering, if the more you process vocals and you use a lot of, and you are just equalizing, you would squash and take out the fidelity of that audio, and you will lose the natural sound, especially if you're mixing contemporary gospel and you need that natural tone. So what do? I'll use a live incident as our case study. In a live situation, 15 years when we were still using analog boards, we still had access to good quality sounding music. And what you have in front of the mixing engineer is a mixer, and he or she has access to one EQ, and they get the job done. One EQ, and they get the job done. So you want to use a similar approach when you are mixing vocals. Take one EQ and just have the mindset of a live engineer. Try to get your sound, your vocals steady and sitting properly in the mix. One of the things you could do, you could add some brightness if the vocals are too warm, maybe from your 8K 7.5, upwards like that, or you could even use a Pultec EQ to do that. Then you start to look for unpleasant frequencies that show up throughout the song. Then you use that first instance to duck them down. They show up throughout the song, not just in specific places. So maximum you use 2 instances of an EQ plugin to fix that. Then you can now go to the points where you have unpleasant frequencies that just poke out at certain points, maybe at the climax of the song. You can either use a multi-band compressor to just bring down that frequency, and you can automate that too, which means that it's just happening when there's that unpleasant frequency that does not happen throughout the music. And you can also do that with EQ. You can automate EQ as it happens, and that is what I do right now. Or you can use a dynamic EQ, which is like compressor plus EQ at the same time. So I want to believe that this tip would help you start practicing, and let me know how far you've gone with this. If you have other approaches or mode of work that is working for you, share it in the comments, or if you have questions, put it in the comment section. I'll try to answer as many as possible. Or if you have other topics that you want us to treat, put it in the comment section too. I'll try as much as possible to do a video considering the topics that you have picked. See you next time. This is Mr. Walls.